You know what I've noticed recently? When I'm having discussions with others our age, the conversations ultimately end up turning to something tech related. You know, it could be your cell phone, it could be your PC, it might even be your car these days. But the reality of it is, it's really not about the technology not doing what it's supposed to, but really it's more about how we have picked up small habits that tend to cause things to be more difficult than they need to be. In this video, I want to share with you 5 different areas where I've seen this problem happen in technology and some simple things we can do in our day-to-day lives and how we do things to make that technology be less frustrating and more beneficial to us in our day-to-day lives. The first problem area that I've heard a lot talk about has to do with our cell phones and the apps that are on there. You know, when you get these things, there's like 3 or 4 pages of apps, and 90% of them you'll probably never use. But yet when you are using your phone and you're trying to find an app that you want, it's really frustrating and confusing to get the right ones. So I found a simple way: just get rid of some of the apps. And I found a real slick way to do that. If in my iPhone, I can see where there's a little cloud with an arrow pointing down next to some of my apps. And I thought, what the heck is this? Well, this is an app that Apple has removed the software from your phone to save space. Now, all your user data is still there, but the software for that program, that app runs, is gone. And I thought, well, heck, that must mean I'm not using this app. Why don't I just delete it? So I simply, on each of those where I find that cloud with the down arrow, I push my finger on the app, hold it down until the menu pops up, and hit delete app. Voila, it's done. And I'll tell you, if you go through your phone and you see an app that you don't even know what it is, do that. Once you clean that up, you'll be amazed how simple it is to find the apps that you want to use and be less frustrated. I'm a nerd and I have all sorts of apps on my phone, and I probably had 6 pages of apps. By me following this step, I reduced that by 30%. I got rid of 2 full pages of apps just by eliminating ones that I don't use. Do the same thing and it'll make your life easier using the apps on your phone. The next area people seem to have a lot of problems with, and I do as well, is passwords. Remembering that login information can be so frustrating, but the reality of it is, in this day and age, we need that protection, particularly with the internet. All your information becomes available if you don't protect it well. So we have to figure out how to deal with passwords. And I inevitably go to somebody's house to help them with a problem, and at some point we'll have to log into a website, and then we spend 10 minutes looking around for the login information that they ultimately say, yeah, I just don't know where it's at. And we end up resetting it, which is not a big deal. But it could be much simpler than that if we just change the habit to writing down the ID and password that are used to log into, whether it's a website or an app or whatever it is. And a real simple solution to that is buy one of those little foldable notepads with the wire spiral at the top, and make that be your password book. And then put it someplace where you'll always know where it's at. I told people to put it at your computer, right to the side of it. Or in the case of cell phones, where you plug your cell phone in, put that little book there. So in case you ever need a password or an ID, you've got that book and you know where it's at. But the other suggestion I would make it even easier for you by copying down the right information on the particular information you're putting in. For example, let's say you want to put your Apple login information together. You simply write at the top of the page, Apple login. You put your ID, your password, and then put a date on when you wrote this stuff down so you know if you've changed the password or not. And then another tip to do is put some notes with that page. A good example is Google. Google's login information works for all their apps. So the person that I was helping, I said, put at the top Gmail, and then say your Google ID, your Google password, the date, and at the bottom put a note that says, this login works for all Google products. A very simple thing to do. So if you're saying, okay, I want to log into YouTube, well, it's the same login. It's just a simple way of helping you remember that without making your aging mind remember all that stuff by having it in this little book. So use that and make that habit change to help end the frustration with your passwords. Another one that particularly comes with cell phone usage are notifications. Notifications can be great for the stuff that you need to know. For example, when you get a text message from a family member, or you got an email from somebody that you've been waiting for, or there's a weather announcement, there's a severe weather alert that's come out that you should know about. Something showed up at the front door, a package, or there's somebody there. Those are the kind of notifications that we all need in our day-to-day lives, and tech has helped us immensely with that. But on the same side, when you download a bunch of apps that are from stores you shop at, or coffee shops, I get notifications when I can get extra points for getting coffee today, or they're selling new shoes for half off, things like that. Those are the notifications that waste our time. And there's a very simple solution to help you eliminate that frustration, is simply by, when you receive a notification that is not important to you, as soon as you read it, stop, go to your settings, go down and find the apps button, scroll through the apps buttons until you find that app that sent that notification, and turn off the notification. It's as simple as that. And you'll be amazed if you do that every time you get a notification that frustrates you and aggravates you, how quickly that frustration goes away, and then soon you're only getting the stuff and notifications that you really want. Give it a shot. Another area that seems to cause a lot of frustration is photos. Now, first off, remember back to the day when you'd have to open up your camera, take out that roll, drive to a store downtown, give it to them, wait 3 or 4 days for them to process it, and then they give you a set of prints back that you typically would put into a photo album and put on a bookshelf or put in a cabinet someplace that you know where it was at in case you wanted to look at them. Well, look at today's technology. Imagine this. You can carry your phone around. You can take instantaneous pictures, photos of anything happening, sites, family, whatever. Instantaneously, it's already ready to view, and you can actually share that instantaneously with anybody in the world, that quick. Remember that back to what the old day was like? This is really pretty cool. But the problem with that is now you've got to remember what all those photos are, where they are, and how to show them to people. It can be awfully frustrating. An example I tell people was, my wife and I took a trip around Lake Superior. It's called Loop Around Lake Superior. I think it was 3 years ago. And we got back, and 6 months later we were at a party, and someone said, we told them about that, and someone said, I'd like to see those pictures. And so I dug out my camera and, doing the typical scrolling through and looking at this, and God, I can't find that. And finally the person said, that's okay, I'll check with them and see them another time. Well, that is frustrating, and I'm sure we've all been through that. And the number of pictures and videos we take can just be overwhelming to try to keep track of. But that's that habit that we've got to change to take advantage of this technology. So what I've done now, and I've changed my habit to do this after having that experience several times, is either after I take a bunch of pictures or videos, or at least within a day or so that I can remember where they were taken, I simply select all the pictures and videos that I want. I click the arrow that, and this is an iPhone, I click the arrow that says share, select either add to album or create a new album. And many times it's easier to create a new album and say 2023 Lake Superior trip. Bingo, it's all done. All those pictures and videos are in that album on my iPhone. And so if I'm 2 years down the road and say, hey, you got those pictures? I simply go through my albums until I find that, or you use a little search bar and type in something like Lake Superior, and bingo, they're all there. The technology to share and capture videos and photos is just so amazing. Yes, it's a little more difficult to keep track of it, but just imagine this as an electronic set of photo albums that you've got on your shelf, right on your cell phone. You've got them with you all the time, anytime, and with a little change in your habits, you can get to them anytime you want. So there you go. 5 examples of how technology can be frustrating, but with a little bit of change in your habits, you can make that technology go from being frustrating to being really something that helps enhance your day-to-day life. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you've dealt with any of these kind of problems and come up with ways to make them less frustrating and confusing for you, by all means, drop it in the comments section and share it. I'd love to learn, and I'm sure others would as well. Until next time, stay tuned.